The shredder was loud, that grinding, mechanical sound that fills a room. I stood in the doorway of my sister's home office and watched her feed the paper through. My Harvard acceptance letter, the thick cream envelope with the crimson seal. She held it up to the light first, like she was checking if it was real. Then she looked at me. "We can't afford it," she said, "and you're not smart enough." She smiled, that cold, sharp smile she'd perfected over the years. Then she fed it into the machine, strip by strip. The letterhead went first, then my name, then the words, "We are pleased to offer you admission." Gone. She thought she won. She didn't know I had already scanned it. She also didn't know the dean of admissions was my biological father, a secret she tried to bury. I didn't stop her. I just stood there, watched the whole thing. Then I picked up my phone. I pulled up a contact, a number I'd saved 3 months ago. I hit dial. It rang twice. "Hello?" "Hi," I said. "This is Claudia. We need to talk." I watched my sister's face. She was still smiling, but her eyes were starting to change. "What are you doing?" she said. I didn't answer her. I just kept talking into the phone. "My sister just destroyed my acceptance letter," I said. "But I have a scanned copy, and I have something else too." My sister's smile disappeared. "Who are you calling?" she said. I looked at her. "Someone you should have told me about a long time ago," I said. Her face went pale. Her knees buckled. She grabbed the edge of the desk to steady herself, and I knew. I knew I'd won. Before I continue, drop a like and comment and let me know where you're watching from. I love hearing from you all around the world. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button because you're not gonna want to miss how this ends. Let me tell you how I got here. My name is Claudia, and my sister's name is Margot. She's 36, I'm 18. We have the same mother, but we don't have the same father. I didn't know that until 3 months ago. I grew up thinking my father was a man named Richard. He died when I was 4. I don't remember him. I only know him from photos. My mother never remarried. She raised me and Margot on her own. Margot was 14 when Richard died, old enough to remember him, old enough to resent me for not remembering. She used to say I was lucky, that I didn't have to carry the weight of his memory, but I think she was wrong. I think it's harder not to remember. My mother died 2 years ago. Cancer. Ovarian. Stage 4 by the time they found it. She lasted 6 months. Margot became my legal guardian. I moved into her house in Evanston, just outside Chicago, a 3-bedroom colonial with a backyard and a 2-car garage. She was married to a man named Pierce. He was a finance guy, worked downtown, made good money. They didn't have kids. Margot said they were waiting, but I think the truth was she didn't want them. Living with Margot was like walking on glass. Everything had rules. Curfew at 9 p.m., no friends over without permission, no phone after 10 p.m., dinner at 6 p.m. sharp. She said it was structure, I said it was control. But I didn't argue. I didn't have anywhere else to go. I was a junior in high school when I moved in. I was on the honor roll, National Honor Society, AP classes. I wanted to go to college. I wanted to get out. Margot said college was a waste of money. You'll end up in debt for the rest of your life, she said. I'll get scholarships, I said. Scholarships don't cover everything, she said. I'll figure it out, I said. She didn't respond, but I could see it in her face. She didn't believe me. I applied to 12 schools. MIT, Stanford, Yale, Princeton, and Harvard. Harvard was the dream. My mother used to talk about it. She never went to college herself, but she wanted me to.
"You're smart enough," she used to say. "Don't let anyone tell you different." I applied early action. I submitted my application in November of my senior year. I didn't tell Margot. I knew she'd talk me out of it. The decision letters came out in mid-December. I checked my email every day. Nothing. Then on December 14th, I got a notification. "Your admissions decision is ready." I clicked the link. My hands were shaking. The page loaded. Congratulations. I'd gotten in. Full ride. Scholarship covering tuition, room, board, everything. I didn't have to pay a cent. I screamed. I cried. I called my best friend. I didn't call Margot. I wanted to wait. I wanted to tell her in person. The acceptance packet arrived a week later. The thick envelope, the crimson seal. I opened it in my room. I read the letter 3 times. Then I scanned it. I don't know why. Maybe I was paranoid. Maybe I just wanted a backup. But I scanned it and saved it to my Google Drive. That night at dinner, I told Margot, "I got into Harvard," I said. She looked up from her plate. "What?" "I applied early action," I said. "I got in. Full scholarship." Pierce smiled. "That's incredible. Congratulations." Margot didn't say anything. She just stared at me. "When did you apply?" she said. "November," I said. "You didn't tell me." "I didn't think I'd get in." "You should have told me." "Why?" I said. "Because I'm your guardian. I need to know these things." "You know now." She didn't respond. She just went back to eating, but I could see the tension in her jaw.
2 days later, Margot asked to see the acceptance letter. "I want to read it," she said. "Why?" I said. "Because I'm curious," she said. I didn't see the harm, so I brought it downstairs. I handed it to her. She read it slowly. Then she looked at me. "This says full scholarship," she said. "I know," I said. "That's unusual," she said. "Not really," I said. "Harvard has a generous financial aid program." "Still," she said, "this is a lot of money." "I know," I said. She folded the letter and handed it back to me. "Congratulations," she said, but her voice was flat, empty. The next week, things started to change. Margot got quieter. She stopped asking about school. She stopped asking about my day. She'd sit at dinner and stare at her plate. Pierce noticed. "You okay?" he asked her one night. "I'm fine," she said. But she wasn't fine. One night, I woke up to the sound of voices. Margot and Pierce were arguing in their bedroom. I couldn't hear everything, but I heard my name. "She's not going," that was Margot. "Why not?" Pierce said. "Because I said so." "That's not a reason." "She's not ready." "She got a full scholarship. She's clearly ready." "You don't understand." "Then explain it to me." Silence. Then Margot said something I couldn't hear. Pierce responded, but I missed it. I went back to bed, but I couldn't sleep. The next morning, Margot pulled me aside. "We need to talk," she said. "About what?" I said. "Harvard," she said. "What about it?" "I don't think you should go," she said. I stared at her. "Why not?" Because it's not the right fit," she said. "How do you know?" I said. "Because I know you," she said. "You're not ready for a school like that." "I got accepted. They think I'm ready." "They don't know you," she said. "Neither do you," I said. Her face hardened. "I've been taking care of you for 2 years. I think I know you better than some admissions committee." "This is my decision," I said. "No," she said, "it's not. You're still a minor. I'm your guardian, and I'm telling you, you're not going." I felt my chest tighten. "I can't stop me," I said. "Yes, I can," she said. I didn't talk to her for 3 days. I stayed in my room.
I ate dinner in silence. I ignored her texts. Pierce tried to mediate. "She's just worried about you," he said. "She's controlling me," I said. "She wants what's best for you," he said. "No," I said. "She wants what's best for her." He didn't respond. Then one afternoon, I came home from school. Margot was in her office. The door was open. I walked past, and I saw her. She was holding my acceptance letter. She was standing in front of the shredder. I stopped. "What are you doing?" I said. She looked at me. "Making a decision," she said. "That's mine," I said. "Not anymore," she said. And she fed it into the machine. I stood there and watched. I didn't scream. I didn't cry. I didn't lunge at her. I just watched. Because I knew. I knew I had the scanned copy. And I knew something else. Something I'd found out 3 weeks ago. I stood in Margot's office. The shredder was still running. The last piece of paper disappeared into the blades. She turned it off. Then she looked at me. "It's done," she said. "Yeah," I said. "It is. You'll thank me later," she said. "Will I?" I said. I pulled out my phone. I pulled up Jonathan's contact. I hit dial. "What are you doing?" Margot said. I didn't answer. The phone rang. Once. Twice. "Hello?" "Hi," I said. "This is Claudia. We need to talk." Margot's face changed. "Who are you calling?" she said. "My sister just destroyed my acceptance letter," I said into the phone. "But I have a scanned copy, and I have something else too." I looked at Margot. "I know who my father is," I said. Her face went white. "Claudia," she said. "His name is Jonathan Rycroft," I said into the phone, "and he's the dean of admissions at Harvard." Margot grabbed the edge of the desk. Her knees buckled. "How did you—" she started. "I found Mom's letters," I said. "I found the DNA test. I found everything." "You can't," she said. "I already did," I said. I put the phone on speaker. Jonathan's voice filled the room. "Claudia, are you okay?" he said. "I'm fine, but I need your help." "What do you need?" he said. "I need you to confirm my acceptance, and I need you to send a new letter directly to me." "Consider it done," he said. I looked at Margot. She was crying. "Why didn't you tell me?" I said. She didn't answer. "Margot, why didn't you tell me?" "Because," she said, "because Mom asked me not to." "When?" "Before she died," Margot said. "She made me promise." "Why?" "Because she didn't want you to know," Margot said. "She didn't want you to feel like you had to choose between Richard's memory and the truth. That wasn't her decision to make," I said. "I know," Margot said. "And it wasn't yours either," I said. She nodded. "I'm sorry," she said. "Sorry for what?" I said. "For lying to me? For destroying my letter? For trying to control my life?" "All of it," she said. I hung up the phone. I packed my things that night. Piers helped me. He drove me to a hotel in downtown Chicago. "You don't have to leave," he said. "Yes, I do," I said. "She didn't mean to hurt you," he said. "I don't care," I said. He nodded. "Good luck," he said. Pierce sent the new acceptance letter 2 days later. He expedited it. Overnight delivery. I opened it in my hotel room. Same thick envelope, same crimson seal. I read it 3 times. Then I called him. "Thank you," I said. "You don't have to thank me," he said. "You earned it." "I know. But still, thank you." "When do you start?" he said. September, I said. I'd like to help. With moving, with settling in, whatever you need. You don't have to do that, I said. I know, but I want to. I started at Harvard in September 2024. I moved into Wigglesworth Hall. Pierce helped me move in. He brought his kids, my half-siblings. They were nice. A little awkward at first, but nice. We had lunch in Harvard Square. Jonathan gave me a tour of campus. Your mother would be proud, he said. I hope so, I said. Margot tried to reach out. She called, she texted, she sent emails. I didn't respond. Not at first. 3 months into my first semester, she showed up at Harvard. She found me in the library. Claudia, she said. I looked up. What are you doing here? I said. I needed to see you, she said. Why? I said. Because I owe you an apology. You already apologized. Not a real one, she said. I closed my laptop. Go ahead, I said. She sat down. I was jealous. Of what? I said. Of you, she said. Of how smart you are, of how much Mom loved you, of how easy things seemed for you. Easy? I said. That's how it looked, she said. Things weren't easy, I said. I worked for everything. I know. I know that now, she said. Do you? Yes, she said. I stared at her. I don't know if I can forgive you, I said. I'm not asking you to, she said. I just wanted you to know I was wrong. About everything. She stood up. I'm proud of you. And she walked away. I didn't see her again for a year, but she kept in touch. Short texts, emails, checking in, not asking for anything. Just letting me know she was there. I graduated in 2028, summa cum laude, economics major. Jonathan was there, so were his kids, my half-siblings. They were nice. A little awkward at first, but nice. We had lunch in Harvard Square. Jonathan gave me a tour of campus. Your mother would be proud, he said. I hope so, I said. Margot don't talk to me much. Maybe once every few months. Holidays, birthdays. It's cordial, but it's not warm. I don't think it ever will be. Jonathan and I talk every week. He's not trying to replace Richard, and I'm not trying to replace his other kids. But we're building something, a relationship that's ours. People ask me if I'm angry, if I resent Margot for what she did. I don't, not anymore. Anger takes energy, and I don't have time for it. I'm too busy building my life. I work at a consulting firm in Boston now. McKinney. I make 6 figures. I have my own apartment in Back Bay. I'm doing well. And every time I walk past Harvard Yard, I think about that day. The day Margot destroyed my acceptance letter. The day I made the phone call that changed everything. And I smile. Because she thought she was protecting me. She thought she was keeping me safe. But all she did was push me forward. Into a life I built. On my own terms. If you made it this far, hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. And drop a comment telling me what you would have done in my position. Because I guarantee you, the truth is always stronger than a lie. Thanks for watching. 3 weeks before Margot destroyed the letter, I was going through my mother's things. She'd left boxes in the attic, old photos, documents, letters. I was looking for anything that might help with financial aid applications. That's when I found it. A folder labeled Important Documents. Inside was my birth certificate. I'd seen it before, but this time I looked closer. Under Father, it said Unknown. I stared at it. Unknown? My mother always told me my father was Richard Whitmore, the man in the photos, the man who died when I was 4. But if that was true, why did my birth certificate say unknown? I kept digging. I found more documents, hospital records, a paternity test request form, and a letter, handwritten, from my mother, addressed to someone named Dr. Jonathan Rycroft. The letter was dated 2006, the year I was born. It said, "Jonathan, I can't do this anymore. I can't keep lying to Richard. I can't keep lying to myself. Claudia deserves to know the truth, but I'm not ready to tell her. Maybe when she's older, maybe never. I don't know. I just know that I can't keep pretending. Claire." I read it 3 times. Then I Googled the name. Dr. Jonathan Rycroft. The first result was a Harvard University faculty page, professor of economics and current dean of admissions. I sat there for 20 minutes, staring at the screen. Dr. Jonathan Rycroft was my biological father. And Margot knew. She had to know. I didn't confront her. Not yet. I needed proof. I went back through the boxes. I found more letters, more documents. A DNA test from 2007. It confirmed paternity. Jonathan Rycroft was my father. But my mother never told him, at least not that I could find. I decided to reach out. I found his email on the Harvard website. I drafted a message. I rewrote it 10 times. Finally, I hit send. "Dear Dr. Rycroft, my name is Claudia Whitmore. I believe you knew my mother, Claire Whitmore. I recently discovered some documents that suggest you may be my biological father. I understand this is unexpected. If you're willing, I'd like to talk. Claudia." I sent it on a Tuesday. He responded on Thursday. "Claudia, I did know your mother. I had no idea about you. I'd very much like to talk. Can we set up a call?" We spoke the following Saturday. He was kind, gentle. He told me he and my mother had a brief relationship in 2005. He was married at the time, so was she. It ended after a few months. He never knew she was pregnant. He said, "I wish she'd told me." I said, "Me too." He said, "You applied to Harvard." I said, "How did you know?" He said, "I saw your file. I didn't make the connection at first, but after your email, I went back and looked." I said, "Did I get in because of you?" He said, "No, you got in because you earned it. Your application was outstanding." I didn't know what to say. He said, "I'd like to meet you, if you're open to it." I said, "I'd like that too." We met the following weekend. He flew to Chicago. We had coffee at a shop in Lincoln Park. We talked for 3 hours. He told me about his life, his career, his family. He was divorced now. 2 kids, both in college. I told him about my mother, about Margot, about the acceptance letter. I said, "She doesn't want me to go." He said, "Why not?" I said, "I don't know. She says I'm not ready, but I think it's something else." He nodded. "If you need help," he said, "let me know." I said, "I will." That was 3 months ago, and yesterday, Margot destroyed my acceptance letter